Imagine a flywheel sitting on your desk. It's not powered by batteries, not by motivational quotes, and definitely not by guilt. It only knows one law. The first push is hard, the second is easier, the third keeps itself going. Productivity works the exact same way. Right now, 2.3 million people are typing "how to stop procrastinating" into Google. They are met with 15-step morning routines, $100 planners, and videos of strangers waking up at 4:55 a.m. to drink algae. None of that is required. You need 3 moving parts and 60 seconds of movement. Part 1. A spark the size of a pea. Part 2. An action that can be finished before your tea cools. Part 3. A microscopic reward that makes the brain say, again. String those 3 parts together and you get a closed circuit. Motivation, action, reward, motivation, an endless loop that powers itself. Think of it as Newton's first law for tasks. An object at rest stays at rest until acted on by a tiny, almost insultingly small starter push. Once the push happens, friction is the only enemy. Remove friction and the wheel spins long enough for you to finish the essay, the code, the expense report, or the entire season of your life you keep postponing. Here is the entire blueprint in one breath. Pick a task you are avoiding, shrink it to a 60-second version, finish it, mark it complete, feel the micro-victory, let the dopamine land, then immediately assign the next grain-sized chunk. That's not a trick, that's the loop. Everything else, color-coded calendars, focus music, browser blockers, are simply friction removers applied after the loop is already turning. We will break this down step by step, show you why the first minute matters more than the next hour, and how to guard the loop from the 4 biggest friction sources: tiredness, boredom, anxiety, and digital suction. No apps to buy, no personality transplant required, no cameras in your face. Just the mechanic, explained once, so you can abandon this video at the 6-minute mark and already be inside the loop. Step 1 is the spark. The spark is not a vision board, not a 5-year plan, not a glowing checklist that stretches to the moon. It is a binary question you can answer in under 3 seconds. What is the next physical motion I can finish before this song ends? The answer must fit inside one breath. Write title, open spreadsheet. Save blank file as report draft. If the action takes longer to say than to do, you have not shrunk it enough. Shrink again until it feels ridiculous, because the emotion you want is momentum, not magnitude. Neuroscientists call this the task granularity effect. When the prefrontal cortex sees a finish line inside 60 seconds, it releases a shot of dopamine proportional to the completion, not to the size of the task. A shot is a shot. Take enough of them, and you become chemically invested in continuing. Miss the window, and the brain returns to baseline, which feels like lethargy. Therefore, the only objective of step 1 is to hijack the dopamine schedule, not to impress anyone with ambition. Once the microaction is chosen, count down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, move. No negotiation inside that window. Negotiation is friction. If the inner voice says, "I'll do it after this video," answer with motion, not argument. The countdown interrupts the limbic hesitation long enough for the motor cortex to take over. Think of it as a starter motor that disengages once the engine catches. Step 2 is the finish line. You must cross it before the micro-action balloons. Typing one sentence is perfect. Typing the entire introduction is not. Open the book, read one paragraph, close it, done. The moment you stop, mark completion visually. Tick the box, highlight the line, drag the card to done. This mark is not decorative. It is the reward receipt the brain needs to book the dopamine. Omit the mark and the loop stays open, the same way a phone charger left unplugged drains overnight. Step 3 is the immediate reset. Within 10 seconds, point to the next grain-sized chunk and restart the countdown. Do not celebrate, do not check the phone, do not open the group chat to announce progress. Celebration is friction in disguise. It gives the flywheel time to slow. Instead, treat the second task like the second pedal stroke on a bike. You have not arrived, you are merely keeping the gyroscopic effect alive. Chain 3 cycles together, and the prefrontal cortex begins to predict further reward, which manifests as the feeling people call flow. but is really just the loop spinning faster than the friction can stop it. Now the 4 friction sources. First, tiredness. Sleep is the only repair, but the loop can outrun mild fatigue if you lower the starter threshold even further. Open the document becomes move cursor to file icon. The energy cost is negligible, yet completion still registers, buying time until real rest is possible. Second, boredom. Boredom is not lack of interest, it is lack of novelty. Rotate the stimulus, not the goal. Stand up, switch seats, flip the notebook upside down for the next microtask. Change the font color. Any sensory change resets the novelty detector for roughly 5 minutes, enough cycles to reach the next natural pause. Third, anxiety. Anxiety predicts a future negative outcome and freezes motion. Counter-predict with a 2-column microsheet. Left column, the worst credible outcome. Right column, the 60-second action that prevents it. Keep each row to 1 line. The sheet externalizes the worry, turns it into discrete objects the loop can chew. Once the sheet exists, start the countdown on the first action. Momentum dissolves rumination faster than reassurance ever will. Fourth, digital suction. Every notification is engineered to hijack the same dopamine pathway you're trying to domesticate. Neutralize the competition by removing it from the environment, not from willpower. Airplane mode is the universal off switch. If that feels extreme, remember the loop only needs 3 uninterrupted minutes to become self-sustaining. You are not exiling the phone, you are pausing the war for attention until the flywheel spins freely. Some viewers will ask, when do I scale up? The answer is hidden inside the loop. Scale emerges when the friction of staying tiny exceeds the friction of expanding. You will be typing 1 sentence and automatically finish the paragraph, not because you forced yourself, but because the exit ramp from the loop is now harder than continuing. That is the inflection point. Let it happen, but never chase it. The loop rewards continuation, not size. Others will worry this is procrastination in disguise. It is the opposite. Procrastination delays the real task. The loop begins the real task in microscopic form the moment resistance is lowest. Over a week, the compound effect of 100 microtasks dwarfs the heroic 3-hour session that never starts. Mathematically, 0.01 beats 0.00 every time. Close the browser tab, look at the clock, and name the next 60-second motion you can finish before the minute hand moves. Count down from 5. Do it, mark it, point to the next. The flywheel is now on your desk spinning. Your only job is to keep it company until friction is too low to matter.